Hello, folks. Welcome back to Rugby Ascendant. This is Chris in Central Pennsylvania with a preview of this weekend's rugby championship matchup between the Springboks and the All Blacks at Ellis Park in Johannesburg. Well, after last weekend shellacking, lots of pressure on the All Blacks in New Zealand, and a lot of it's coming from New Zealand fans and the press. Planet Rugby's Colin Newbolt's title for his article was Rugby Championship Preview, Springboks to beat the All Blacks and signal the end of Ian Foster's reign. Planet Rugby's comments are actually rather mild compared to Kiwi commentators, including the doomsday and the sky is falling remarks heard in All Black country. We are now fifth in the world, and that's the truth. That's where we're at. Suck it up. Own it. We are fifth. As the young people might say, they treated us like their bitch. That's what Martin Devlin had to say. He didn't stop there, though. On the Platform podcast, he added, we have no one capable of breaking a tackle. No one can bend a line. We have no fear factor, no intimidation. We look like a fourth former fighting a sixth former at school. As tough and angry and ginger as you might be, the bigger guy inevitably beats up the little guy. In World Rugby terms right now, we are the little guy, and everybody knows it. They're lining up to punish us. And boy, are they ever. He went on, our forwards can't retain the ball. We have no answer to their super fast rush defense. Isn't that the truth? We have been beaten by their rush defense for the last 4 years. Questionable on that one. The facts are that we are very average side, full of players who are really good at Super Rugby level, but seriously inadequate when it comes to hard-nosed, brutal, bullish test rugby. Well, Devlin's got a point there on that one. Now, the thing is that Super Rugby doesn't include South Africa anymore, so they're not seeing these South African players for the most part until they get to test matches. New Zealand has a lot riding in the outcome of Saturday's contest at Ellis Park. The most successful national side in the world could lose for an eye-popping sixth time in 7 games. Now, if that happens, it would be the All Blacks' poorest streak since 1949, 73 years. Can you imagine? As I point out early in the test season last year, this All Blacks team is vulnerable and does not look right. Should New Zealand lose this weekend, it will almost certainly be the end of Ian Foster's brief time or tenure as head coach. It's probably also the end of the trail for Sam Cane as the captain. 5 defeats in 6 tests is an abysmal result for a nation of rugby fanatics. Worse still for the All Blacks is their lowest ever IRB World Rugby ranking in 5th place. Now, unfortunately for Ian Foster, beating the Springboks at Ellis Park is not going to be an easy task at altitude with 60,000 rabid fans on hand. The atmosphere aside, the All Blacks lack structure in their attack. They seem to have little to no strategy of late, and they have little confidence in their ability. That said, never give the All Blacks breathing space. Last week, when Malcolm Marx went for the tackle, the narrowest of gaps left just enough space open for a field-length romp that led to the All Blacks' only try in the waning moments of the game. Never give them oxygen. It's like a fire. You've got to put out the oxygen. Now, how difficult is it to beat New Zealand? Well, take note of this statistic. The Springboks have the highest winning percentage of any national side against New Zealand, having won an impressive 37% of their matches. Can you imagine? The team that has the best record in the world against New Zealand is South Africa, and they've only won 37% of the time. That's how good New Zealand has been over the course of a century plus. Now, the next closest competitor is Australia with a win percentage of just 26% against the All Blacks. So basically, the All Blacks win all the time against everybody. The Springboks' 26-10 win over the All Blacks in Nelspruit was their largest victory margin over New Zealand since 1928. Nearly a century, that 16-point win. That's just how dominant the All Blacks are. When they lose, they don't lose by much. As the team, they played brilliantly with stifling defense, a dominating pack, and an exceptional kicking game, keeping the All Blacks under pressure from the opening whistle. Now, discipline was also key to this victory. As the All Blacks racked up penalties in the first half, South Africa's first penalty only came in the 30th minute. That was crucial for them building confidence and putting themselves out in front. Malcolm Marx in his 50th test was a monster, winning 4 turners of the breakdown. And Kurtley Arendse's coming out party in only his 2nd test match was a stunning performance, marred only by a dangerous play late in the game that resulted in a red card. Now, the Springboks are always best when they jump out ahead of the competition, put points on the scoreboard first. This scoreboard pressure, as we might want to call it, contributed to last week's win. The All Blacks had few answers for South Africa last week, save their performance in driving mauls. The All Blacks did a brilliant job at stopping the maul. Springboks went nowhere for the most part with their mauls. Now, the Boks are going to need to improve that aspect of the game this week. Surprisingly, in last week's victory, the Springboks managed only 88 meters with ball in hand. So you would have thought that they got a lot more given the result of the game. Changes to the lineup for this game. Dwayne Vermeulen comes back from a knee injury, pushing Jasper Wiese back to the bench and leaving Evan Ruas, the most exciting number 8 in South Africa, sitting at home once more. Jesse Creel comes in on the right wing for the red-carded Kurtley Arendse. At scrum half, we'll see Jaden Hendricks start once again. Technically, he's replacing Faf de Klerk. In last week's game, the Bulldog taking himself out with a dangerous tackle, getting hit in the head with a knee and going out 43 seconds into the game. Herschel Yankees will back up Hendricks off the bench at scrum half. Now, despite a dominating performance in his 50th test match, Malcolm Marks has been pushed to the bench with Joseph Dweba wearing the hooker jersey, taking place of the injured Bongi Umbanambi, who was out for this game. Oxen Shea replaces Trevor Nkani at the loose head prop. For the All Blacks, props Ethan de Groot and Tyrell Lomax get their first starts of 2022, and Shannon Frizzell moves up from the bench into the starting number 6 jersey. Richie Mo'unga starts at fly half for the first time in the 2022 season, with Bowden Barrett benched. The Crusaders' Fletcher Newell is in line for his first test debut, and he's quite excited about that. Ian Foster's job security is not going to be enough to staunch the bleeding this weekend. Cosmetic changes to the All Black lineup are not going to get it done. The only way the All Blacks win this weekend is if the Springboks beat themselves. With enormous pressure on, the All Blacks need to score early, gain confidence, fix their scrum, be disciplined, and not panic. Last week aside, they rarely do panic. There was panic at the end of that game, which led to Willie Leroux's Christmas gift try. Congratulations to Willie on that try, but that was a gift from the panicky state of the All Blacks trying to get that bonus point. Now, the Springboks need only repeat their performance, their dominance from last week to assure another victory. But poor kicking, ill discipline, and allowing the All Blacks to hang around close on the scoreboard are what could cost them this game and sole position of number 2 on the World Rugby rankings. My prediction, South Africa by 9 in a 26-17 victory. Interestingly enough, last week I picked South Africa by 9, and I had it until the All Blacks screwed up in the waning seconds and Willie Leroux got that try. Otherwise, I'd have had a 9-point margin. It would have been almost spot on at 19-10. Anyway, folks, that's my prediction. South Africa wins this one at Ellis Park, 26-17, 9 points over the All Blacks, and they sweep these 2 games in the Rugby Championship, leaving the All Blacks in desperate straits. If that happens, don't be surprised to find a coaching change in the All Blacks just under a year from, or about a year out from the World Cup in France in 2023. Ian Foster's time will be done, and there may be some startling changes in All Black rugby. This team is a team struggling. It's a team in trouble, and cosmetic changes aren't going to get it done. South Africa needs to just simply play good rugby, and that's good enough this weekend. South Africa wins at Ellis Park. All right, folks, thanks a lot. Appreciate your support for the channel. Be sure to smash the like button. If you're not a subscriber, become one. Take care, folks.